statistically, my skill set will always prevail over your skill set. That's what pound for pound means. It means that if you put who's the safer bet? If you put my skill set against anyone else in any one division, who's the safer bet?
Just so you know, I'm recording right now, not streaming, just recording. So maybe we could just do it this way. All right, so let me ask you this. I don't mind, huh?
You could put that just like Kev and Shelz pound for pound criteria, you know?
Yeah, or we could just even do the show, nigga. But let me ask you this. See, that's cool. But when I say criteria for pound, you saying like if he beats one specific. What I want to know is like when I give you my criteria, I have like 4 different things. So yours, what is your criteria?
Okay,
like I feel like that's not criteria like that. Because I feel like you're not sticking to a criteria. You're just picking what you want when you want to pick it. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like you picking at the time you picked Pereira over Israel Adesanya, it made no sense to me. According to my criteria,
according to your specifically, criteria, but watch this though. Time tells all tales. So at the end of the day, you don't see how I came out on top, bro.
When you made I'm talking about when you made the selection. You can't. I made the selection. We didn't make, bro. Because if we were going by now, my pound for pound list would be different. When you selected Alex Pereira, it made absolutely no sense.
It made all the sense, bro. All right, let me say it again.
So what is your criteria?
I'm saying it again. I'm trying to simplify as much as possible.
The criteria for your pound for pound list, not a specific.
I'm saying it right now. I think we did speak about this. I did say that he had to have the belt, but that was just
one X. Go ahead. So is that a criteria of yours that he got to have a belt?
I was a criteria, but I'm thinking about it right now. I'm saying this is my ultimate criteria. I'm putting it in stone right now.
All right,
you
great.
Take a fighter skill set and you put it in any weight division.
Okay.
Who is the safer bet statistically to come out the victor of that octagon? That's what this means to me. So that's why I said John Jones is number 1, because he's the only one on the list where you actually saw it in practice. He took his skill set in the light heavyweight division. You put him in an octagon. He was always the safer bet because he always won. He was always a safer bet. But even if he had lost one, I still like when he fought Dominic Reyes. That fight is arguable, right? You could argue that Reyes won that fight. You could argue that. If the judges revisit that fight, you could say he won that fight. Does that mean that Reyes deserves to be on the list? Hell no. Because if you put them in the octagon, let's say 5 times. I know it's a random number. The number isn't important. I'm just trying to emphasize on the point that it's about if you put these guys in the octagon a number of times, who is statistically the safer bet? So let's say Reyes won that fight. Cool. You think if they put him in the octagon like 2 or 3 more times, it's going to be the same result? You get what I'm saying?
So you're saying that your pound for pound list is based on from weight class to weight class, who do you think the best fighters are in the world, period? Not accomplishments, it's who do you think could beat who at that moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's your pound for pound list.
Is it the same thing though?
No, my list is not based on that at all. That's not but that's fair. No. But no, now I have an understanding of why you picked like that way. Cool, because when you was making this that pick, you were like saying stuff from like my criteria. You was bringing up I know he doesn't have a belt, and then you start to mention the whole thing about perceived dominance. You started to bring up all of that other stuff. So I'm thinking you going by similar to my list, but now I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm like, that your list your criteria is completely different from my criteria altogether.
Bro, I think we say the same thing because if it's perceived dominance,
we're not saying the same thing.
So if I say
we're not saying the same thing because you may. The issue, the topic of perceived dominance may veer into your criteria, but we have 2 different things. I have like specific things in areas that I look at. You're looking at whether or not and it's not. I'm not saying you're wrong, bro. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that you're looking at just straight up, like you used to always say, regardless of weight, you put this guy in this division, this guy who you think who's straight up the better fighter. Period.
Yeah.
That's all you're going by. Period. All right, cool. I
But
go
isn't that
by
what pound
like
for pound
I'm
mean?
going by resumes, I'm going for belts, I'm going by records, strength of schedule. That's like how I accumulate. But that's cool. At least I understand where you coming from now. Like I didn't
But you know it's
veer
crazy
off that.
though. It's crazy. Oh, my man Alex about to talk right now. You know it's crazy though. Um, that's what it's the there should be a specific criteria for because that's kind of the reason why going on for that. That's probably why even though
Well, Alex, congratulations on the victory tonight. I guess can you
even
just put
though
into words what this means to already be the champion of the second division?
even though Volkanovski lost the first time to Islam, his ranking never changed. Cause I'm guessing whoever made the list still saw that like, yo, that fight was so close, and that goes back to probably that no one ever seen Islam
Go through that,
be not
yeah.
so dominant, and they probably just jumped the gun and say, yo, Volk was so close that if you put him in the octagon with him like 4 more times, he could come out the victory at least 3 times. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what they thought too. But
who knows? Maybe if he
that's
would
why.
have well,
No, say what you're saying.
no, I was gonna say, who knows? Maybe if he didn't take the fight on short notice,
That too, but
himself
nah, to me,
greasy.
bro, I don't care, son. 6 months of training prepare you for a kick to the head, bro. A kick to the head is a kick to the head, bro. I don't see that fight going anywhere else. But that's what I don't see that fight going anywhere else. But um, that's why I felt once Izzy lost against Jan when he moved into the light heavyweight, he should have automatically been off the list because to me, watch this. Because the list is a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical ranking because it's like a fan thing. Like yo, you know, it's like when people say, yo, can you imagine Muhammad in his prime against Tyson in his prime? Like you just mix matching time periods, or can you imagine the 86 the 92 Bulls versus the 86 Lakers? Like you try to see the best at their best. Those are hypothetical arguments. So once Izzy physically moved up to another weight division and he actually lost, you saw right then and there that his skill set, if you put it in another weight division, because the way Jan beat him, I don't see him having an answer to that if they fought like 5 more times. You get what I'm saying? It was Jan was too dominant. So that's what in my mind is like, yo, he's off the list because you actually seen what would happen if he moved to another division and the king of that division beat him. And I don't see him ever beating him. I don't ever see him being a safer bet against Jan the way that fight went. And that's why to me, John Jones was the GOAT because the way John Jones dispelled Gan, who was like the superstar up and comer of that division, he actually did it was no longer a hypothetical thing. Like you saw the way he beat Gan, you couldn't see if they wanted to act like 10 more times, it going a different way. You know what I'm saying? Which goes back to the perceived dominance. That's why I always said to myself, I always thought we were saying the same thing with perceived dominance because if the way sometimes like for example, and they could be different, but the result could be different. But for what we've seen between Oliveira and Islam, that second fight, I'm just curious to see how he gonna adjust because I'm just telling you, I don't see how he's gonna adjust.
Nobody sees that.
And that's
But
the perceived down over that one
but
fight. That
but he
perceived dominance is to me. This is what perceived dominance means. Perceived dominance means if it's like a video game, right? And you put these dudes in the octagon like a simulation, right? That's how I say. If
yeah.
it's a simulation, and you put in Islam's skill set in the octagon 100 times with Oliveira's skill set 100 times, this starter number Islam comes out 80% of the time, and Oliveira comes out 20% of the time. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but let me ask you this in the middle of all that. If Oliveira and Islam fought and Oliveira found the way to beat him, would that change your perception on that?
It depends on that performance because this is why I'm saying that if he beats him on some like the first if in the first round, give example, if on the first round, um let's just start it out that Oliveira purposely lets Islam take him down, right? And Oliveira beats him from the bottom in the first round, right? You could argue like, yo, Oliveira figured out the Islam code, right? But if it's like a 5 round close razor close fight, and he won on some split decision by 1 point, it won't be enough to convince me that if you put them in the octagon back again, Islam wouldn't have, wouldn't, you know what I'm saying?
But a stoppage would change the perception on that.
Yes.
Yes,
if not
it would.
in the
So
first round.
that, you know what I'm about to ask you. You know where I'm going with this. When Izzy fought Alex Pereira the first time, did Izzy carry that fight? The majority of that fight. I'm talking about MMA and UFC. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to think about.
Nah,
he carried that fight. First of all, he damn near knocked him out in the first round. He beat him in the next. He won 3 of the first 4 rounds. He even took him down. He even took Alex down where he couldn't get up. The last round, Alex poured it on and got. Rewatch it if you want. The last round, I don't need to rewatch it. I remember exactly what I saw. Last round, Alex poured it on and got the dub. Right? Okay. That wasn't a dominating win. It was a good win. And it was a solid win. But it wasn't a dominating win. They fought again. Now, if you want to say, after seeing that fight and all the stuff in kickboxing, if they fought this amount of times, 100 times, boom. After watching the second fight, how do you still have that same perception? When he then knocks him out. And add in what you just said about Oliveira. Why would your perception still be the same after he knocks him clean out the second time? I don't get that. That makes no sense.
The reason why I say that I'm not convinced that Izzy would beat him, like if they go in the octagon 6 months, like say the number of times. I don't think the performance convinced me that he had Alex's number to that degree, bro. I just don't feel it, bro. I just don't feel like it.
He almost knocked him out in the first fight. Like if Oliveira almost knocked Islam out in the first fight and then turned around, what do you? I don't get it. I think you just naturally, what happened with Izzy with Jan is sticking with you. You don't think he all that, and that's what this is. That's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. You've been down on Izzy ever since that. I'm telling you, you've been ever since that. You've been down on him. That perception, the same perception that you have of him getting dominated when he went up to light heavyweight, is the same perception I have of Alex getting knocked out by Izzy.
But that's only one thing. I finished the trilogy, though, son. You don't think they should finish the trilogy?
I don't mind them finishing the trilogy. I don't mind
because I think I don't mind them
finishing. I don't mind them finishing the trilogy. I don't mind none of that. My thing is, I can't deny what I just saw, and that was for a belt. He went in there with the belt and he got knocked clean out. He took the belt off of him. And when you look at their resumes, Israel Adesanya leaps until I'm talking about leading up to when we had that discussion. It's a different story now with the Strickland situation, and now it's a total different ball game. Now you ask me, now you get a different answer. I'm talking about leading up to that point. That just didn't make sense to me, bro. I think when somebody beats somebody head to head, bro, when Islam beat Alex head to head, he should have got credit for that, and he did.
I think this is what I believe. Now let me tell you what I believe. The difference between the first fight and the second fight in UFC. In the first fight, when Alex beat Izzy by stoppage, he was genuinely laying it on him to the point where the ref had to stop it. And that's what happened in the second fight too. But what I felt, what caught Alex in the second fight, he was just as much as the reason why he lost as Izzy's the reason why he won. Because what happened was his inexperience. Alex kept on going when instead of being patient, he kept going in, and Izzy played a trick on him. And it worked. He used his experience at that moment, and I'm not mad at it. But I just felt that he'll learn from that. I feel he'll learn from that. You know what it's like with the time when Ngannou lost to Stipe because of the wrestling, and from that day I said to myself, yo, I think he's gonna. There's something you could tell when a fighter learn from a fight. And I said from that day on, Ngannou's gonna add wrestling to his toolkit and is gonna turn into a whole different fighter. I think that fight, that loss, is gonna teach him the the importance of patience, and you learn that because he doesn't rush in fights. He doesn't rush in with blows no more. And I think that's what's going to be the game changer in fight 3 between Izzy and Alex.
So if a one fighter is not only the champion, he beats the other fighter by knockout head to head, and he's more experienced than said fighter, like you just said, this is not a better fighter? Like that's
Again,
a fighter being more experienced points. That's
bro. Again,
it don't make no sense, bro.
What Alex learned from that fight, so you could tell he learned from. You could tell Alex,
now. I didn't see that in the Jan fight like that. Jan is a different fighter from Izzy. If you think, bro, you gotta understand. You gotta understand something, bro. You gotta understand something. Each fight presents different opportunities. You being patient with Izzy may not work. It may not work for Alex. It may not. It worked for Strickland, but Strickland is not the same fighter as Alex. Alex is not that great defensively, bro. I don't think you guys get that. His offense is what makes him tick. It's his offense. It's the incoming. It is not his defense, bro. I don't know why y'all keep missing this. What's gonna happen?
Losing from you, bro.
No, y'all. I don't know what y'all looking at. It's the whole thing of him being patient is cool, but he's not a great defensive fighter. His offense is what makes him, bro. I don't think him being patient with Izzy, if he decided to be patient with Izzy, it'd be a total different fight. He probably lose the fight on points. He's not a counterpuncher. Bro, he's not a counterpuncher like Strickland. Like, I think,
bro. So let me ask you
two different things.
So how if they fought a third time, how you see that fight going? If they fought a third time, how you see that fight going?
Now I don't know, because I think Izzy might be washed. Maybe he might be washed. So at this point, I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore.
If he's washed, or just throw it out.
It's a different. It's bro. From the last time when we talked about it, and now I'm talking about when we talked about it before. Talking about it now, it's a different situation now. A completely different situation. Man. You gotta remember, is he like 34, 35 now too?
Isn't Pierre like 36?
They different fighters.
Yeah, but I'm saying you throwing age out there like that means something.
It matters. When you're a counter puncher and you going straight off reflex, it matters. Alex Pereira is not a defensive. He's not a counter punch. He's not. Strickland, it would bother Strickland. Age would bother Strickland because he's a counter puncher. Like when you're waiting on reflex to counter somebody, you ever hear somebody say, "Yo," like an older fighter, like the openings was there, but I just couldn't get to it. That's the reflexes of counterpunching. You seeing it, responding to it immediately. That's not Pereira, bro. That's not Pereira leads the charge. He's setting you up that way with his jab and then reacting off of that. Izzy and them is counterpunching. That's why when Izzy and them fought, what's that dude, Romero, and them fights was duds. The reason why those fights was duds is because they weren't being offensive at all.
But you know that Izzy didn't win that second fight from being a counterpuncher. He won a fight from playing possum. Let's be specific. I'm being very specific. He won that fight. That was a counterpunch. But here's the thing though. If he wouldn't have gotten the opportunity, let me tell you what Pereira messed up in that second fight. He was trying to finish the fight right then and there instead of being patient and giving Izzy some space again. I don't think he's gonna make that same mistake if they fight a third time. And I feel
did it twice. He did it twice already. They fought twice in MMA, and he did it twice.
He won the first time.
You say you don't think he gonna get hit with the same punch. I'm telling you, he got hit with the same punch twice.
Fair enough.
I've clear as day. Same punch.
Here's the question though. In the first fight,
no bell to save him.
In the first round,
no bell to save him. It was the next thing the bell rung.
And this is what I'm talking about, experience. Why was Izzy able to do it in the first round as opposed to not being able to do it in the first round in the second fight? You don't think Alex learned from that? You know what it's like? It's like you think. Let me tell you what it's like. It's like
how he learned when he got knocked out, bro. Like what are you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
You making
Izzy
a point.
experience well was deeper. So it's like this. After the first fight, you learn, all right, that left hook is dangerous. Watch out for it. Boom. The second fight, he wasn't able to catch it with him until he played possum. So that's a whole new level. That's a whole new level of trickery. It's all trickery, bro. The
And he
third
got
fight,
knocked out.
That he did.
He fell into
That
the
he did.
trap.
He did. I don't think he's gonna fall into it again.
Right. Just like he fell into the trap the first fight.
Nah, that's a whole different trap. A whole different trick.
He damn near knocked him out the first time, then knocked him out the second with the same punch. It's the same punch.
Same punch wrapped up in a different form of trickery.
Same punch, bro. Same punch. Same punch. It goes to show you that he's susceptible to stuff like that. It shouldn't have happened twice. Shouldn't. You should have seen it. You have a whole training camp. You fought Israel Adesanya now.
You make it sound like it happened the exact same way, bro. It didn't happen twice.
It did. Go watch the footage. Don't watch the footage. I know it happened. It's the same punch, the same way. The only difference is Israel probably paid possum this time.
That's my point. If he had made, put it this way.
Why you friend? The first fight, he hit him and he was done.
Let me tell you.
Was he done the first fight? Keep it a buck. Keep it all the way a buck. Was he done the first fight?
The first round he was done. He was saved.
No, keep it. See, you're not being real. You're not being real. He dropped hard, bro.
He can't be done if he won.
You not being straight. See, you not being straight up. He hit the dude with a punch.
I'm telling you straight what happened.
Bro, he hit the, you not being real. See, that's why I can't have this argument here. I'm going to let it go. Because he hit him, bro. And the dude's shoulders and everything dropped. And you acting like that didn't happen. You not being real about it. So I'm going to leave it alone. You think Alex, I'm going to leave it alone. He's not going to last at 205, bro. He's not gonna last at 205, bro. That's
we're gonna see.
He's gonna get knocked out. It's coming, bro. It's coming. He getting knocked out. He not gonna get submitted. He not gonna lose by decision. He not gonna lose by technical. He not gonna lose by disqualification. He gonna get knocked straight out. He's stiff on defense. He gonna get knocked out. His offense, it's not him. His offense is the only thing. It's his bag.
Watch this.
He has a deep bag, show.
Here's my rebuttal to that. I can't predict. I'm not standing on how he's going to perform in the 205 weight division. All I'm saying is how you going to not give him credit for what he did tonight, saying that you don't think he.
I can't give him credit. Why you not giving Israel credit?
Give him credit for what?
You're not giving him credit. He knocked him out and reclaimed the belt.
My thing was my only thing was
the same credit that I'm not giving is the same credit you're not giving. So just call it a spade a spade. It's a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that.
I could do it. You just did it. Spade a spade.
Because it's two different arguments we're having.
My argument is way greater because the person in question, these two fought each other. You're basing Alex being better than Izzy based on what he did after fighting Izzy losing. Not what he did when he faced Izzy.
I'm basing it again off a criteria, like my criteria, which is like from what I've seen, I still believe if you put them in the octagon a number of times, especially now, if you put them octagon a number of times,
especially now.
I think
my argument isn't now though.
A bunch of times.
My argument was never now.
What you're saying is, for Alex, is that it seems as if he got lucky tonight. It was a fluke. That's what I'm saying.
So we talking about tonight, or we talking about the pound for pound list?
That's what I'm saying. We have two different simultaneous.
Okay, that's what you keep moving. You all the way over here. This whole discussion was about the pound for pound list. Back when we first did it.
It was.
Yes, it was.
It started off our show talking about you saying that you don't think Alex, you're saying that you don't think he you wasn't giving enough credit for winning tonight. Like I forgot what you said, but you said.
But I said he was the champ. I said, but he got the belt. He the champ.
Yeah, but you said you.
And I left it. And then I asked you about what we just got into. He got the belt. He the belt. He the champ. What you want me to say? I just don't think he a lot. I don't think he's where you got him. I don't think that.
I don't think we got it.
Yeah, I think that the division. I think that the division.
Number 5 pound for pound.
Huh?
As number 5 pound for pound, he might come off the list. He might come off the list.
No. Right now, he might. Nah. He probably make my list. He probably make my list. He has a belt
That's
now.
all I'm saying.
He has a belt now, so he might make my list. I'm not sure. He might make the list.
I feel you, but I'm saying that's my only thing. He's on the list. And
I know you don't.
He was on the, and he deserved to be on the list when I said it
This was
originally.
about the prior list.
Right.
That's what this discussion is about.
My prior list stands solid. Your list is shaky.
My list is solid. Your list is shaky.
Ain't solid. That's fine.
As shaky as the champ at 205. As shaky as the champ at 205. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we gonna see. Well, I'm telling you right now.
You was talking about how looking at like the path was clear for him.
I'm telling you right now. You write this down. Write this down. When Pereira loses the belt.
Let me tell you what you were saying though. What are you
talking about?
The pass was clear for him. One had his shoulder messed up. You got
Joe, the Achilles getting teared. It's not a stable division.
Bro.
Is it a stable division?
You can't blame Alex for that.
I'm not blaming him for that. Who's saying to blame? I'm telling you the division not stable. Am I lying? Am I lying in saying that? The last 3 champions, the belt done switched hands how much times? They were supposed to fight for the belt. They fought to a draw. It's not a stable division. Since not since John Jones left.
Nah, John Jones.
I'm not gonna say
John Jones
because John had a decent run.
Yeah, he was the last.
He had like one title defense. He had like one title defense. He beat Izzy. That was it. Title defense? Yeah.
Look this up.
He had like one title. The division been shaky since John Jones left. There you go, bro.
They don't give Alex no respect. Let's see.
Yeah, like the top 3 contenders ain't bow out due to injury, man. Come on. Yo,
that ain't my man problem though, son.
I'm not saying it's his problem, but it's a reality though. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we diminishing his. I'm trying to diminish his accomplishment, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. Yo, I don't know. I just don't see him lasting at 205. I just don't.
I mean, we'll see. I'm not arguing that. I can't argue that. I don't know about that. He might. There's some big boys there. There's Magomed. That's a dude name. I want to see him fight Magomed.
What's his first name?
Magomed,
right? Because there's a dude named Radic too.
I want to see how he fights against Magomed, son. Magomed, that's the dude who fought
Jan, right? Yo, he ain't no joke. I think that's gonna be the one right there.
They gotta make that. Jan versus Magomed Alkalanch, some shit like that. No, fine. Let me see. I'm trying to type against homeboy hacks, son.
Shit. So what you thought of 205, bro? 295, UFC 295.
Overall?
Yeah.
I mean, I felt it lived up to its hype. I think it would have been more prestigious. You know what it is? The Alvidal versus Strickland was a good save because that was the implication of the
Sergey and Asphodel.
Sergey, that's a good save. But bro, the prestige of Jones versus Stipe, that was the right fight for the Madison Square Garden, son. Just that prestigious fight, son.
So let me ask you, do you think are you over that or do you still want to see that?
I want to see, man. I want to see Jones. To me, in a perfect world, it needs to be Jones and Aspinall. Then Jones fights Stipe. That's how it has. It just makes no sense to me to give them the interim belt just to strip it from him. Because that's what's gonna happen if that's the case. Because if you're gonna, what's gonna happen? You're gonna have. So you're gonna. it's gonna be to me. It's gonna be at least a year till Jones comes back. They're
Come
talking about
back,
Jones
right?
coming back by fight week in July. I don't see that happen. If he does that, then 3 letters.
Wolverine? What?
Well, PEDs, bro. PEDs.
PEDs?
Bro.
Yo, they got rid of USADA. We just talking about that. You got rid of USADA. It's gonna
Yo,
be the
bro, if
Wild
he
West
comes back
next
in
year, bro.
July, bro, son. Nah, hold on. Not to cut you off. Yeah, he lost the belt to Jiri.
Who you talking about?
Jan. He beat Izzy, then lost it
Teixeira, right?
to Glover. Yeah,
Over Teixeira. Yeah.
Glover.
He's a Teixeira.
Yeah, Glover to Theory. I don't know what to hear, but yeah. So to me, because it said 8 months. Like, even if he comes back in July, son. Let's say he comes back in July. So what we gonna do? We're not gonna have Aspinall fight anybody. And the next person who he fights, well, that's not for the intro, but we just gonna strip him. Like, it make no sense to me. So this one, what to
I'll
say.
tell you exactly who gonna emerge in this whole thing if Stipe don't step up. Gone. It'll be gone again. And that's an interesting, bro. I know, but bro,
versus who, Jones?
No, gone against Aspinall.
I will watch that.
But here's the thing. It gets tricky because, bro, I think Gon could take him, bro. Gon is nice. But you know what it is?
What's wrong with that? I don't be mad at that.
But Aspinall got some size on him, though. Aspinall, I'll keep Aspinall. Tom Aspinall. He got some size on him.
Let's go back a little bit because I'm confused. Let's go back a little bit. Let me just finish this thought real quick. So you think? All right. So here's my question. So do you think an Aspinall Gon fight what happened before the Jones Stipe fight?
Honestly, bro, I ain't even checking for Jones Stipe. I'm not even checking for Jones. I don't think Jones Stipe not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And by time, I think what's gonna happen by time the smoke clear, unless Gon comes out, the interim champion, I think if Aspinall can beat Gon, he's gonna eclipse Stipe for that spot. I think people are not gonna be clamoring for Stipe like that. It's been too long already.
I don't think people should be clamoring for Stipe now, son. The way it should go, to me, and this will probably make the Jones Stipe fight even less likely. But it should be Aspinall and Jones right now. And whoever was that,
if there was no injury.
But that's my point. This whole thing throws it off because my thing is, if that's we mean there's no injury between
No, I'm saying you say it should be Jones and Aspinall right now.
Yeah, if everybody comes.
But I mean, he ain't coming back. How long you gonna keep you gonna let Tom wait for 8 months?
No, he should be fighting more people. That's why I asked.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you think the Tom Gon fight is more likely to happen before the Stipe Jones fight?
Yeah. Okay. Definitely. That Jones Stipe, first of all, they old. Second of all, what's his name is coming back from an injury. And by the time they get back in the ring, something else might happen. I don't think people are gonna be checking I think the clamor is gonna be for Aspinall. This is what the UFC needs. The UFC needs fresh blood in that division.
They do.
Aspinall, they need a guy that has no ties. You know what I mean? To Ngannou especially. I mean, Jones kind of didn't, but now he's hurt. So Aspinall, he hasn't been out of the first round.
No, Jones definitely got ties to Ngannou.
When I say he doesn't have ties to him, I mean he hasn't fought him. So you can always make the argument that Jones could possibly beat him. You can't really make that argument with Gon and definitely not with Stipe. So I'm saying the person that the UFC needs to come out on top is Aspinall or John Jones. So there's your fight. I don't know what the clamor is for the whole Stipe thing. I don't, and no disrespect to him.
You be kind of disrespecting this man for.
I don't mean, but you know what it is, bro.
Even Loki.
So it's not that, bro. Here's why I don't have great feelings about the Stipe thing, and it's not him. It's the situation. He hasn't been back since that knockout, bro. That was a while ago. That was pre-contract issue. Wait, this was before the Ngannou thing. What's the motivation to? I don't get it, bro. Like I don't know. I kind of feel like that era is kind of done. That era of the heavyweight division is kind of ended with, like if you and Francis is 1-1. I guarantee if he would have stepped up and said, yo, I want to fight Francis right now, let it be a trilogy, it would have been the next thing that happened. That didn't happen. No fights ain't happened until we ain't start hearing Stipe name again. I said this to you before. We didn't start hearing Stipe name again until Francis was out. We didn't hear his name again.
Kev, I'm gonna tell you something.
When we heard his name again.
When John Jones was coming back to the when it was official that he's coming back to the heavyweight division, or there was the rumors were more the rumors were turning more into to a factual situation.
Yeah.
It was always them three, bro. Remember, it was always them three for a minute. It was like, yo.
It wasn't. Let me tell you what matchup it wasn't. It was never Ngannou and Stipe. It was.
Nah, it was.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was. No, it wasn't.
The main was Jones and Ngannou. That was the main one.
But if Jones, but Stipe, if I might be wrong, I might be misquoting. Stipe was calling out Jones. If y'all can't make that, I'll take Jones. That's how I remember it going.
But it was always them three though. Those were always the top.
Nah, it was them three, but not that matchup. Not Stipe and Ngannou. That matchup was because the question mark was always, remember, there was no question mark about Ngannou at that time. Well, it was as far as his contract situation, but it was no question mark on whether or not. The question mark in regards to the matchup was John Jones. He was the thing at the moment.
Yo, the way I remember it, because first of all, there was issues with both
I remember
and
being
Jones. The way I remember it, bro, it was there was an issue as why he was so quiet. And I'm about to talk on that just now real quick. But from what I remember, it was them three to the point that you had gone and the rest of them fighting. It felt like they were just fighting to fight. It felt like the rest of the heavyweight division just fighting to fight, and we just waiting for them three to get their stuff together to see who's going to be the three that's going to fight. That's what it was. It was like those three was always the main three that were supposed to fight each other.
Those are the three names. I'm just saying that specific matchup was the one that matchup never got revisited. Ngannou and Stipe.
I'm not convinced that if Stipe call out Ngannou, they would have put him back in there because it seems like they don't. It's very like they. I think he said something to the fact that they didn't even approach him about this fight. Like
that's this
fight. No, what I'm saying is like that. That's like they normally would approach the next guy like, yo, do you want to take him on or something? But they're not even approaching. It's like they're protecting Stipe. That's what it feels like to me. I feel like they're protecting Stipe.
My thing is, bro, but why not? But bro, but here's my thing. Here's my thing with the Stipe thing. Why not ask for it? He knocked you out. Why not ask? It's almost like a pick and choose. Like, I'm like, you know what it's like, Shell? It's like, I'm okay. I don't have to fight. It comes off like this. Like, I'm okay with not fighting, but if you call me,
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, like if the right situation, circumstance, like the one legend. He's a legend. So it's like, but you know what? I take that fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't checking for that, bro. Who fighting, bro? Like, who fighting, bro? Who fighting? You not on the roster. And it's cool, bro. But I'm not clamoring for somebody that wants. And then the thing is, bro, where's the hunger? Because you got knocked out. You don't obviously. You don't feel like you got nothing to prove. Like it's certain things I'm looking at that makes me just not really interested. Like it's certain things. He not jumping through hoops to say, nah, give me him. He not trying to prove. Like, it's just off to me, bro.
I mean,
like, is he gonna go in there and lay an egg? Like, what's gonna go on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't seem. You understand what I'm saying?
And I get it.
Like, it seems off.
always wondered, but I always felt they insulted Ngannou, but insulted Stipe, but not. Cause you know what's funny? Here's the crazy part though. After the Stipe Ngannou fight, the UFC didn't even push for the Stipe. Cause you could tell when the UFC is pushing for the next guy. Like they didn't even pushing for it. Like they themselves wasn't pushing for it. And I remember Stipe saying that he felt insulted. So maybe you're right. He probably should have called out. But at the same time, where was the UFC's backing up that fight? Because there wasn't. It's like they wasn't interested in that fight either.
Maybe
They
they
was more
want it
interested
gone.
in the Ngannou John Jones fight. During the era, there was not my. I remember during the time, my thing was like, why aren't they setting up the trilogy for that? Because even during the press conference, I remember there was no talk of it. Like, and that was always my thing. Like, why isn't anyone bringing it up? And I felt that if I was Stipe, I feel insulted. I remember Stipe did say he felt insulted. So maybe
On the
they're not
low?
even checking for him. On the
On the
low.
low? And so I mean, come on. To me, I think if he would have said something, they'd have gave it to him, bro.
You do have a point where why wasn't he didn't make no noise, which goes back to I don't understand why you and I'm about to throw.
Yeah, but he make noise when he calling out John Jones though. And that's what I'm. And bro, that's what I'm.
So here's my thing with you. I'm gonna throw. So
no. Leon Edwards, probably Leon Edwards. I got. But I just want to say this. Because I don't remember. See, this was like years ago, so I don't remember the specifics. But I remember like when all of this is going on, like saying to myself, "What's going on? Like you calling him, but you're not calling him. Like the stuff, like everything came off like." I don't have to fight. Like it's almost like I'm gonna pick and choose who I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And the choice wasn't Ngannou.
Yo,
yeah.
Again, I'm not mad at you for having that because you're right. He could have made more noise on that, which is why I said I don't know why you keep that same energy with Leon Edwards. But my thing is that
you already know why. You already know why. You already know why.
But my thing is it could be the other side too because the UFC wasn't. It seemed like they wasn't pushing for it either. Like they didn't seem interested in it at all. Son.
So who pitched the whole John Jones Stipe thing?
Huh?
I mean, I'm just hyper. You may not. Who pitched the John Jones? He was vocal about fighting John Jones. Stipe.
I mean,
why not be vocal? I don't remember him being vocal about fighting Ngannou at all. That's all I'm saying. He's saying all he needs to say to fight John Jones, but not. All right, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that it could go both ways. So, but the main thing is he coming back? That's cause he like 40. I know he's 40. I don't know if for a fact he's 40. And now he got wait a whole nother year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He might as well fight Tom Aspinall, but they want to. Like I said, they want to save that fight, that legacy fight. I get that.
I don't mind it, bro. I don't mind it. It's just I'm not. If it doesn't happen, I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
It's just
the Stipe era is over, bro. Like
that whole era is over. The John Jones and Ngannou.
Yeah, because bro, look at it. Like if Stipe would have beat like John Jones, like that fight can only have one result. Like, because if Stipe would have actually beat John Jones, we'd have to take the heavyweight division in UFC and just throw it in the toilet, bro.
Why?
Because Ngannou annihilated Stipe. So if John Jones can't, like, it would be like, yo, it would. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying,
you just
bro?
Brought something up. Yo, Kev, you just brought something up. That's probably why they don't want Aspinall to fight Stipe, because you don't want no connections to that. You just want to watch that whole era. That's probably why.
Maybe.
That's probably let's let them two fight, retire, and these are the new guys now. That's probably why.
Probably.
Yo, that's probably why, bro. But think about it. What if let's say Aspinall beats Stipe, right? And then let's say he beat John Jones. Let's just say he beat John Jones. You still got that Ngannou shadow.
Yeah.
Anybody anybody who touches Stipe is like you get tainted with that. Because the question is, okay, how will he perform against Ngannou now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's probably why they didn't want them to fight, son.
I hear you.
That makes a lot of sense. That's probably why you gave him the intro, because stripping from him. Let's say John Jones beats Stipe, they retire. There's a vacant belt. It's gonna be Aspinall and, like you said, Gane maybe.
Yeah.
But then Gane got beat by Jones. See, that's another thing, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, the weight, the heavyweight has been the same since Ngannou
This
left.
Ngannou. Ngannou is the heavyweight champion of the world, bro. I don't care how you slice it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So in regards to Pereira, what was your thoughts on the Pereira Jiri fight? You thought it was an early stoppage, or you thought you were okay with everything?
Jiri said he got knocked out. He got knocked out.
You're good with that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
If
Cool.
he said it,
All right.
I'm not against the dude.
You know, some guys like to take the classy approach, not really argue about it.
And even if it was a classy, it came out his mouth, man, verbatim.
Fair. I hear you. I thought it was a good stoppage too. To be honest with you, he caught him with a
good stoppage from my end. But if he said it, I'm good with it.
You think so? What are you saying?
He said it was a good stoppage.
But you just now said it wasn't from your end. So what did you see in there that made you come on, man? You telling me?
I'm not even trying to be sneaky with it. Like, I'm genuinely, because let me say when I initially saw it, I felt that the ref stopped it as soon as Jiri dropped, but he only dropped because Alex was pushing him down. That's what it looked like. But then I'm gonna point this out too, though. I remember when the ref put Jiri against the gate, and Jiri was straight up to fight again. A lot of times when fighters are concussed, they still even when they get back up, they're still feeling they're in the fight. So I saw that too. And I said to myself, he probably was concussed. And then when Jiri went out and said like he was knocked out, I said, all right. I'm saying initially, when I initially saw it, it looked initially like it was a quick stoppage. But when you look into it further, like, nah, I'm not mad at it.
He also said that he was, just to throw this in there for context, he also did say that in the Reyes fight, there was a moment when he was knocked out there too. And you saw how that turned out when he was allowed to continue. Just to throw that out there. But
here's the thing though. Here's the thing with that. The ref is there to keep the fighters safe. Mm-hmm. So it's up to the referee's discretion. So as long as the fighter was concussed when the fight was stopped, it's fair. If the fighter was concussed and the refs, for whatever reason, still let it rock and he was able to recover, and that was just because of the ref's discretion.
All right,
but
so
it doesn't make.
No. So it doesn't make
No, it doesn't make the stoppage any less legit. Once you concussed and the ref recognizes it, it's up to him to decide whether to continue or not.
All right, so you don't have an issue with the stoppage. Got you. I don't either. He caught him with a nice 1-2 that dropped him in the first place. It was a masterful performance by Pereira. Them leg kicks, bro. It forced Jiri to get aggressive. But but when Jiri did get aggressive, he had success. He actually had got Pereira down. He took him down. Like his mix of his offense and being able to take him down. He won the first round. I felt like he was winning the fight going into the knockout. I felt like he not dominating, but I felt like he was edging Pereira going into the knockout. But it was Pereira's leg kicks that really forced Jiri out of what he wanted to do. So it was a great job by Pereira. He showed a lot of patience, like you mentioned before, which is good. I thought he did a great job. Them elbows to the head. He finished the show knowing how to finish and things like that. If I have one, I thought the stoppage was great. If I have one, if I was great in this, I would give Pereira maybe like a A-, only because I give the minus because when Jiri did hit him, to me it seemed like he was hurt. I thought he he did well to not engage and throw with him. So when you mentioned you think Alex is getting smarter and his experience is kicking in, I do see that. I don't think he's great defensively, but I think that he's, by sparing his offense and not being reckless, it's helping him. I think that it is helping him. It shows his growth. It shows his growth. So he may reign for a while. It depends who's next on the list. We got a bunch of injuries. But I would like to see him fight Ankalaev and Radic.
That's the next one. Ankalaev is next, I think.
Yeah, those are the two interesting fights. Both those guys can crack, and Ankalaev can crack, and he has a good takedown game too. He can get you down. So that, I think, is an interesting fight. To see how Pereira deals with that. But then they got to deal with Pereira too. Like, I know I was saying all that about him, his chin now, but his offensive bag, it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to. It's a lot. He got a bag, bro. It's a lot to deal with. So it'll be interesting to see how it works and what have you. You know what I mean? To me, I think, and this may sound a little off, I think Pereira's advancement at light heavyweight makes Israel's win over him look mammoth, because he's the only one that technically has a win on him. The way this thing is playing out, he might be the only one. That might be the one loss.
We'll see, man. We'll see. He did call Izzy out though.
That's interesting, right?
So come up. Don't worry about that one. He sound like Suge Knight up there.
Izzy ain't trying to fight that dude again. Izzy looked like he got his win and is like, later.
That's what I'm saying, son. That's what I'm saying.
Like later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It don't seem like he want to get back in there, bro. That's what I'm saying,
like, I
bro.
slayed the dragon, get out of here, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like
I got my get back.
He out, son. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, bro, it don't. Like, to me, if you know that you got a guy number, you don't mind going back in there with them. I don't think he got his number. I just think he adjusted in the moment and came on top because of his experience.
This is what you think.
Yeah,
but what's the fact?
I only go about what I think. Yeah, I'm not.
But we could always, no matter what any of us think, the fact is the facts. Just like Pereira is the champion right now. Last time Pereira and Izzy fought, he took the belt off Pereira. You can't take that from Izzy.
I'm not taking that.
All right, so those are facts. Pereira is the champion now. Izzy stopped them for the belt when they did fight. The last time they fought. Yeah. It's on Pereira to get back. It ain't on Izzy. It's on Pereira to get back.
It takes two to tango. So if Izzy ain't trying to get back in there, he can't get no get back. And the only thing I see is
maybe you got to make some concessions. Maybe you got to make some concessions. Maybe Alex got to make some concessions. Maybe you got to go in there with one arm tied behind his back.
I'll be playing, though.
I won 90% of the purse. Listen, do it. Hey, Roy Jones did it. Roy Jones did it when he had to get Montel Griffin back in the ring. He told his lawyer, do whatever it takes to get him back in the ring.
Thank you for pointing it out. You know what I was just gonna say? I was gonna say, bro, you ain't Mayweather. This is UFC, bro. You ain't making no crazy demands like that. That ain't how we go here.
Here's what I know. Anything is possible. That's entertainment. Anything is possible.
Now with Uncle Dan, Uncle Dan giving no one on 90% of nothing, son. And especially how Aslan with the belt. That would be a massive fight though. Alex Izzy 3 in another weight division, that would be a massive fight.
It would be massive, but Izzy don't really need it.
Why he called him out? He's trying to get paid. He ain't stupid.
Izzy don't really need it. I mean, if what Izzy really needs, if anything, I think Alex would. Out of the two of them, I think Alex would need that more. What Izzy, if Izzy was gonna return it would be the Strickland thing. At this point. It would be the Strickland thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Duplessis. You know what I mean? Those would be the matchups right now.
Yeah. If I was betting, I think
as far as his legacy,
more. be more motivated by those 2 fights.
Yeah.
Getting to get back to Strickland or fighting Duplessis.
Yeah, I think he closed the book on.
Why would he close the book why would he close the book if you think you already know how if you think it's an easy read?
He beat him. He beat him. It's the last thing that happened, bro. If I don't have to fight you again. I just beat you in front of everybody.
You don't believe in trilogies, though?
It's history.
You don't believe in trilogies, though?
No, I would love to see a trilogy.
No. I'm just saying. No. I'm not talking about love to see. I'm just saying, just in general. You don't think that trilogies are important to settle the score?
Do I think yeah, absolutely. Well, I never had a problem with the trilogy.
No.
Oh,
I'm trying to get to the root of what you said, because you said he beat him. He doesn't have to fight him again.
I'm talking about for him.
No, for him. So
yeah.
Oh, but my thing is, I don't know. But my thing is, if it's 1-1, the issue's not done. That's what I feel. Like
But you know what it is, though, bro.
Like, to me, trilogies are necessary. Like, to me, if you have, you know what? I think I said this already. The 2 things I hate more. I hate unfinished trilogies, and I hate the rap videos that says to be continued and they never have the second part, bro. Like, those 2 things I hate.
We're back to the 90s.
Yeah, I hate those things. I'm still waiting for Biggie for Biggie Part 2 warning, bro. You know what I'm saying? When it says to be continued, I hate to be continued, bro, and it never is continued.
Yo, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying, for us, the fans, I love to see them.
Not even as a purist. I just feel like a trilogy is like, to me, honestly, you know how you said this how seriously I take trilogies. Remember when you said how you believe if a champ loses, he's entitled and obligated for a rematch?
That's what I feel. Yeah.
Okay, that's how I feel about trilogies. I just feel that if there's a 1-1, this is how deep I feel that you shouldn't even fight someone else until you get that settled. That's how I feel about trilogies. Not even on the entertainment thing. It will be entertaining too, of course, but I'm just mean on like legitimate from a peer's perspective. If I fought you and you beat me and we fight again and now it's 1-1, we have to get that trilogy, bro. Just to legitimize that rivalry.
Agree.
That's why I love the Wilder Fury fight so much. They went 4 times, and that's the way it's supposed to go. The first time was a draw, the second time was a win, the third time was a win, and they had to go. Hold on, how did it go again? No, the first time was a draw. The second time was a. Yeah, only fought 3 times.
It depends. I kick back on that a little bit. The people fighting 4 times and all that.
They didn't fight 4 times. They didn't fight 4. They fought 3.
Oh, okay. But
what I'm saying is, the point I'm trying to make is that they didn't fight other fighters. They didn't box other people until that whole situation was settled.
But to be honest with you, that situation really could have been settled after the second fight. Remember, the first fight was a draw.
Yeah, the first fight.
They could have really been settled after this because Fury knocked him out the second time. It could have been settled after that because a lot of people felt the first fight that Fury won that. It could have been resolved after that. It could have been resolved after that. To be honest, but not to get away from your point. Yes, I'm with trilogies. I think in the Israel Adesanya situation, I think I get him a little bit because I get going into their first fight. It was the thing was I beat him, they robbed me, I beat him. That's what it was. They did that, right? That was the argument. Me and you both said, especially after Pereira won the first fight, listen, we done with the excuses. Pereira won, case closed, took him off the pound for pound, all of that. Done. If Israel really believed that he's that much better than Alex, and he corrected the score in the second fight, that's why he would feel the way he feels about it. No, as a fan, I would want to see them fight 3 times. But
again, I'm not even talking from the perspective of a fan. I'm saying, like, with everything you just said, it's the reason why if Izzy felt that way, he should want the trilogy to just legitimize it. You know what I'm saying? Because
maybe he ready to move on, bro.
move on. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
you
me,
gotta remember. You
to me-
gotta
to
remember
me,
the dude been chasing him.
move on,
Yeah.
or
You gotta, bro. They fought in
here I'm about to
kickboxing. They
say.
fought. He
Here I'm
was
about to
trying to
say.
move on.
Move on, or what's the term? What's the terminology? You move on, or finish it while you're ahead.
Maybe, but remember this though.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember this. Dana White pointed to this, and I think this is accurate. He pointed to the fact that Izzy never really had to fight him when he first came in like that, but he did.
So
It was the man. He didn't have to fight him, but he did to resolve it. Didn't resolve it the first time. Resolved it the second time. He probably looking at it like, I'm done with this dude. I'm done. He got to earn his stripes. I don't mind that. He said he had to earn his stripes. That was fair. I think that was at least fair. I think it was. I don't think he jumped the line.
don't matter.
Nah,
But
you
here's
gotta-
it. You know what's funny? Once you let someone jump the line, okay. I give you this. He probably didn't have to let him jump the line. But once you jump the line,
Ain't no probably he didn't. Ain't no probably he didn't have to let him fight. He didn't have to fight him.
okay. So let's go again.
All
Let me
right.
rephrase it. He didn't have to let him jump the line. But once you jump the line, right? Let's say I let you jump the line
Mm-hmm.
at the lunchroom. They giving out mashed potatoes and chicken, right? You jump the line. Let you jump the line. They put gravy on your mashed potatoes. You say y'all want extra gravy. I can't say nah. You can't get extra gravy. I let you jump the line. What that gotta do? I'm here now. I need to get what I'm entitled to, which is my satisfaction. So satisfaction dictates we do the trilogy to settle the score. The jump the line thing is cool, but once the line is jumped, I'm here now. So whatever. So now that I'm here, you have to you have to legitimize our rivalry with this trilogy.
So
The
let
line
me
is jumped, cool, but now I'm here.
so let me ask you
whatever.
this: did Pereira do enough to fight to get his rematch? Why did he leave the weight class?
What do you mean the second fight?
Why did he leave the weight class?
I could have weight cut was too hard.
Okay, so he couldn't make the weight.
By that Izzy moved on. So
No. He could have put pressure on the UFC. He already knocked Sean Strickland out. He could have just fought somebody else and then got bracket. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
See how
that.
you go? No, you going back to what I said. I don't think. To me, it's legit. They shouldn't have fought anybody else. A trilogy to me
That happens all the time. That happens all the time.
I'm just telling you my opinion on trilogies. I don't think you're supposed to. If we just had this fight, we got to run that back right away. Him having to maybe the thought. I don't know what's going on, but maybe the thought of having to cut weight to get to fight someone else and going through all of that because Izzy moved on by then. You said it yourself. Izzy moved on, and Izzy
What
had
I'm
all the
saying
leverage.
is,
Izzy had all the leverage. So if Izzy
leverage
didn't want to fight,
nothing. Leverage nothing.
nah, man.
No. If Pereira would have stayed in that weight class, you're not keeping it a buck. If Pereira would have stayed in that weight class, he would have. Who he'd had to beat? Duplessis.
Eventually,
One person. I bet you if he would have beat one person, we've been looking at Adesanya again.
all right, but if we already agreed that the weight cut was very hard for him,
Okay.
maybe only the Izzy fight was going to be enough motivation for him to want to cut weight in the first place to go through all that again.
So who fault is that? If he can't make weight, he was time out. Hold on. No. Wait a second. No. You're not getting that. You're not getting that. He was willing to cut weight to get his opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, so why couldn't he do it again?
Fight Izzy.
So do it again.
To fight Izzy.
It's not. Did he fight Izzy at 205? Did he fight Izzy at 205?
No.
It's okay. So you stay in the weight class and you get your chance again.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. You see, none of this. What I'm trying to say. You already cut the line,
and?
right? Let's finish
and
the
you
trilogy.
Lost.
Why do I have to fight someone else?
And you lost.
No, I didn't lose.
By knockout.
I lost one fight.
You going against your own stuff. You always say guys shouldn't get rematches depending on how they lose. This dude got knocked clean out. He didn't defend it. He did not defend the belt once. He has no title defense and got knocked clean out. It was on to the next. That's your criteria.
No. Both of them were stoppages. I stopped you in the first fight. You stopped me in the second fight. Let's have the trilogy and settle it. I don't see what's the issue in that.
Nah. You moving the goalposts. You moving the goalposts. Why couldn't he? He should have stayed. He should have stayed and put pressure on him to make the fight.
You just don't like Alex. That's what it is, bro.
I have nothing against Alex. I have nothing against Alex. I don't. You have something against Izzy.
I don't.
It seemed like it. It seemed like
I have something against unfinished trilogies. I
have something against unfair assessments without facts.
What did I say that was inaccurate?
Your whole thing, bro.
No. What did I say was inaccurate? Say what were the points I said was inaccurate?
Come on, so that's us rehashing the whole thing again. I already made my point on that.
I'm just gonna be faithful. I'm just keep it simple. I just believe trilogies is what legitimizes rivalries. So if you have one and I got one, let's do the trilogy.
There's a rivalry before trilogy.
Which is
rivalry sparked before trilogies. The trilogy is a product of the rivalry.
If you won one and I won one, the trilogy is a necessity now.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be right next though.
I feel it has to be right next.
You do, but it doesn't have to be.
Let me tell you what happens when it doesn't happen right after. You get a Nate Diaz Conor McGregor situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, the best rivalries is always the ones that like Figueroa and Davison. That was beautiful. Fury and Tyson. I mean, no, Fury and Tyson. Fury and Wilder. Like, to me, when you have all of these, we're gonna have someone else in between. That just messes us up. To me, it doesn't make the Adventure trilogy any less legitimate, but makes it that more unlikely. So let's get it out the way. If it's supposed to be treated, if it's supposed to be treated with the kind of respect I feel it's supposed to be treated with, you have it right away. Run it back.
As a purist, I agree with you. I don't have a problem with you saying, but the UFC hasn't done this. This is naturally what they do, bro. Now I'm sounding like you. This is normally what they do. No. This is normally what they do. You never advocate for rematch. That's me. Now all of a sudden it should be a trilogy. He just got knocked out. You always said if somebody got knocked out, like depending on how they lost the match, he shouldn't get a rematch. You got to go to the back of the line. I'm like, but what if A? What if B? What if C? Nah. This you. That is totally you all the time.
No. That's what I'm saying.
A trilogy is a rematch. It's an additional match.
But the context is different. If me and you fight the first time and you completely dominate me, there's no need for a rematch. Trilogies come about when that first fight was so legendary. We need that other rematch, and once that other rematch happens, we need to finish it with the trilogy. That's why I felt that
not necessarily
Kenya was robbed.
Not necessarily.
You disagree?
Not necessarily.
To me, this.
So if you're saying the first fight is legendary, but then the next fight is a you get knocked out, like in a round or two, so it should be a trilogy.
What about Pena and Nunes? The first fight was a great upset, which demanded the
was a stoppage. Let's get to the first fight was a stoppage. The man Nunes got stopped. The second fight was a one-sided decision.
Okay, so you didn't think numbers. You don't think Pena deserved their mini rematch?
She deserved the rematch.
Yeah.
Not maybe I don't whether or not it was immediate or not. It doesn't really hold weight to me like that. But I think she deserved the rematch. Okay,
so let's use that. Let's use that example.
Okay.
That second fight was very one-sided. If that's how Pena's and Nunes' first fight went, there'd be no need for a rematch. You know what I'm saying?
But you didn't catch what I said. You can't. I said not necessarily immediate. I said a rematch, yes, not necessarily immediate.
No.
All right, so let's not. All right, but you're gonna include my stuff. Include that part.
What?
Go ahead. I said not necessarily immediate.
Okay, let me address that. I disagree with you.
Okay.
It has to be immediate. Trilogies has to be immediate. Trilogies have to be immediate. Because again, if you don't make it immediate, you make it less likely that it will happen again. But to me, that's just how you're supposed to honor it. You're supposed to honor that. I mean, run it back. the difference between a trilogy rematch and an immediate championship rematch is if you have that one fight and you completely dominate me, I don't earn my right to a rematch. This is my opinion. I don't earn my right to a rematch. But if we have a fight that demands a rematch, no matter how that rematch go, if it's 1-1, we need a trilogy to finish it. Because you probably, let's say in the context, let's use this example. Me, you had a back and forth that was so crazy, right? So close. You come out the victor. But because of how razor thin that fight was, we have to have a rematch, right? Just to settle it.
Okay.
And in that rematch, I dominated you completely. First round knockout, right? Because it's 1-1, you deserve an immediate rematch. Because you probably had a bad night. Because the fact that first fight, that fight was so close, you could argue that you probably just had a bad night that second time. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to the first time we fight, I completely dominate you. You can't argue why I had a bad night. Well, this was your one opportunity to have a good night against me, because it's not like you have no history or any prior evidence to show that you could go toe to toe with me. And that's why I say a trilogy rematch is different than a champion immediate rematch, because you're the champ. It's two different contexts, which is why I felt Nunes should have got that rematch immediately. The fact that she pulled off that upset, which demanded a rematch, no matter how she performed during that second fight, she deserved that trilogy. Just based on how she performed that first fight, she could argue that she had a bad night that night.
You can't have a bad night, man. You can't have that in combat sports. You can't have a bad night.
I agree with you on that. I'm just saying, in the concept of trilogy, that's what I'm saying.
So here's I'm cool with trilogies. I'm cool with trilogies. I do think your performance in the second fight of a trilogy should impact whether or not you fight the person immediately. I think if you perform a dud, you might have to go to the back of the line. Especially if there's another hot prospect on the rise, you might have to wait for a little while for that.
Kev, watch this. I'm gonna go as far as to say. Let me say this real quick. I'm gonna go as far as to say this. If it's not immediate, it's not a true trilogy.
That's not factual.
It's just a third fight.
That's not factual.
No. I'm gonna say what I mean by that. It just, we're gonna use the word trilogy because we're gonna get people interested, and people's gonna want to see it. But to me, like from our purest standpoint, an immediate trilogy is that we going back to back 3 times because we're trying to settle who's the better out of the
The
three.
greatest trilogy of all time was not fought back to back to back.
What's the greatest trilogy of all time?
Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. Those weren't back to back to back. And that was the greatest trilogy of all time.
I'm about to say something real crazy. Then I don't think that was then what's the greatest boxing trilogy of all time then?
I just said what it was.
No, I'm gonna tell you what I feel it was. The greatest true trilogy of all time. Wilder and Fury.
Here's why that wasn't the greatest trilogy of all time. Because only one person won all of those fights. Wilder never won.
It was
Wilder never won any of those fights. How could it be a better trilogy?
That third fight was epic.
Wilder never won any of those fights. You must not have seen any of the Ali and Frazier fights. That's the greatest trilogy of all time. Stop. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro.
Look, this is not
the fight of the century was Frazier versus Ali 1. This is recognized by all. Mm-hmm. Their third fight, the Thriller in Manila. You ever heard of the Thriller in Manila? You probably haven't seen the fight, but I'm sure you heard of it. That was their third fight.
Listen, let's
not go any further into this, bro.
I just think we throw around this trilogy word when we trying to sell tickets. That's just what I feel.
Here's why that fight landed. That trilogy landed the way it did. It's because of what happened in between. Like sometimes you get caught up And people get caught up in time. Oh, this needs to happen now. That's this era. Everything needs to happen now. No, sometimes when you let things percolate, it grows even bigger. It grows even bigger. When Ali and Frazier fought the first time, they stripped Ali of the title. I'm not fighting from Viacom. I'm not fighting over there. All that. They stripped him, and Frazier got the title. Ali did 4 years in jail, and they fought at the Garden. And what happened? Frazier beat him in front of everybody. By the time they fought again, Frazier bumped into who? George Foreman. Down goes Frazier. Nobody could believe this happened. George Foreman became the most scariest man in the world. They thought Ali was washed because he lost to Frazier, did the 4 years in jail. All of this is percolating. By the time Ali pulls that upset off in Zaire, it's madness. When they've come to fight, they rematch, and the rematch wasn't even the Thriller in Manila. By the time you getting around to the Thriller in Manila, it's believed that Frazier is washed, and Ali is on his high horse, and they get into that fight, and it's completely different. Frazier's giving him the fight of his life. This is not always about this. I get what you're saying, the demand for it, but that doesn't always make the greatest trilogy.
Not the man. I just feel that
what I'm trying to tell you is that it doesn't. A circumstance of back to back does not always make the greatest trilogies, bro. Sometimes these guys get finished with these trilogies and they ain't got nothing left. Figueiredo is done now. It was thought that Figueiredo was going to be the face of that division. He done. And now we looking at Moreno done. All that for what?
So let me ask you this though. You think they're done because of the trilogy, or because that was really the best of the best and they really just went toe to toe with each other? Or just maybe they fought other fighters, the same thing would have happened. Maybe they were just at the tail end of their careers or the tail end of their greatnesses.
We'll never know that. What I'm trying to say is that the concept. No, we don't know that. But what I say is the concept that if it don't happen back to back, it's not a trilogy. That's not true. You can still have great trilogies if guys don't fight right away. That doesn't mean that.
Man,
some trilogies might get canceled. Maybe a guy may not end up fighting a guy again. Maybe they won't meet again. It is what it is. But just because the fight doesn't happen back to back does not make it any less of a trilogy or kills the trilogy. It can still happen.
Man, I just think it becomes less and less likely when you do. So you telling me that going back to Pena and Nunes, you not telling me that she didn't deserve the immediate rematch?
I never said she didn't deserve. I never said that.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
I said I don't mind. Like we spoke about this when that show happened, and what I said to you was, I felt that Pena deserved the rematch. I did feel like she deserved a rematch, but the next thing I said to you was, you can't lose. There's a penalty that comes with losing. That's combat sports 101. When you lose leverage, you lose a lot. You lose a lot.
Because we could say that about a champion's right to immediate rematch then. Because if you lost, then you just lost. It's combat sports.
I mean, if you want to say it, but the difference, what I would say the difference is, if I'm no, I'm not changing. What I'm saying is, if I've been the champion and I lose to you and I've defended that, and this is not me changing. I'm about to, if you hear what I'm about to say to you, this is what I've always said about rematches. What have I always said about rematches? If a champion is defended more than one time, they deserve an immediate rematch. Have I not consistently said that?
Yeah, but that goes against what you just said.
Have I not consistently said?
You have. That goes against what you just said.
No, it's not.
If you lose, don't lose. If you lose, you lose.
I've always said, no, there's a penalty to losing. I said there's a penalty to losing. Right. But I said,
for the former champ.
What I'm saying, there's a penalty for losing. Don't lose.
Okay.
Because once that happens, all chips are done. That's what I think. How I feel, I think, I've always said this. This is consistent. Listen, if you lose everything. You lose your opportunity at everything. Anything, everything. You can lose your life.
That goes for champs too.
No problem.
Okay.
I feel no. This does not disperse.
No, I get you.
When
No,
I
no, I
say
don't
when
wanna
I
make
say
you-
no,
I get
because
what you're saying.
you're tripping me up as if I'm contradicting myself. I'm not.
No.
When I say
No, I get what you're
somebody,
saying.
I'm saying that once you lose, there's no telling what can happen. I'm not saying you're not entitled. I never said
Got
you're not
you.
entitled.
Okay.
I'm saying if you lose, it is what it
No, I get,
is.
I get, no, I get it,
Yeah,
I get it,
what you want me to say? If dude want to go a
It's
different
one way, the other
direction,
way. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. That's how you feel on one
but
end, but on the other end that's just how it
it is
is.
what it is. Once you lose,
Okay.
yeah,
I
that's
get it. I
it.
get it.
That's
I
it.
give you that.
But I stay consistent. If a champion's it's hard to defend in the UFC. If a champion defends at least one time, he should get a rematch. Now, where that debunks a trilogy in the case of Pereira, and I'm not saying he does not deserve the trilogy, where that
But
would
he
contradict that is in the rematch. If he lost the rematch, he didn't defend. So that doesn't contradict my argument. And in saying that, I'm not saying he's not deserving. Not saying Pereira is not deserving. I'm saying my criteria for a rematch, I think champions that defend more than one time should get a rematch. Automatic.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm consistent.
Fair enough. No, I
Stay
hear what you're saying.
consistent.
I hear what you're saying. I still don't agree with you, but I hear what you're saying.
As long as you hear me. As long as you hear me, you can't say you ain't hear it. Thanks for acknowledging. Well, there you have it, folks.
Yeah, man, we got some technical difficulties, but we came out on top, man.
Oh, man.
Man, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please hit the notification button, of course, so we let you know when we come with more content.
Listen, no doubt, and support. You know what I'm saying? If you feeling the show, you know what I'm saying? Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, whatever.
Yeah, of
You
course.
want to keep this
Please
show
do.
going? You know what it
And
is.
please comment. Tell us what you think is the greatest trilogy of all time. What
Simple.
trilogies did you? What trilogies
Simple.
do you felt? What trilogy? Say it again. Say what you gonna say.
Simple. Ain't no trilogy bigger than Ali
Man, let the
Frazier.
people
Nobody
talk for
better not
themselves.
come
Let them
on
tell
here and
us.
say.
Nah, let them tell us what they feel the best. Don't tell them what to say. What do you guys feel is the best trilogy of all time?
This
That's
is
number one.
wild and
Number two, what do you feel is a trilogy that you would like to see or that would never happen, which could happen?
true.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And until then, you gonna say something, bro?
Nah, facts. I said facts. It's a good
Yeah.
question.
And until then, this is Fighting Words with Kev and Shelz. I'm Shelz.
Kev, A-Count Sports.
Please spread the word. Fighting Words. Peace.